Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching CNXG. Today is part 2 of my Q&A video where I'm answering all your guys' questions from the last Q&A video, which was last Monday. And any questions you guys have today, please go down below into the comment section. Ask me anything you want. I'll answer them in the next Q&A. I'm going like this. That was last week. This is next week. I'll answer them in the next Q&A next Monday. Every single Monday. So just go down below and ask me anything you want, okay? And stay tuned next Monday for your answer. Thank you. So here's part 2. Let's get started with the next question. It's from Cutie Pie, Los Angeles, California. Hello, Cutie Pie. How are we truly able to diagnose them with personality disorders, though, since we are not professionals? This is a topic I struggle with. Okay, so what you're asking, I believe, is something we all want to know after our relationships and we discover what narcissism is, personality disorders, and we want to know what they are. And that's important. I mean, you know, normally, maybe not, but under these circumstances, it's so different. And to know what they are can do many things for us. It can help us explain that a lot of things aren't our fault, take away a lot of guilt and shame, right? And it can help us better understand why they did things, so we don't think like, oh, they just didn't care about us at all. They're just these total monsters. And that's what a lot of these videos out here in the community tell us. And a lot of these people are monsters. It's just a better understanding. It's a way to get some answers and closure. You know, these people don't tell us the truth. They don't tell us no closure. They go right on with somebody else and we don't know what's going on. So I think it does help. And it's one of the first things I like to do with my clients is to determine what maybe they are. And it's usually not that hard for me to do. It's really hard for people that aren't experienced in this to do. Really hard. There's so much more to know than just surface things or just traits. The traits listed in the DSM. There's so much more to know. And it's taken me a long time to fine tune this. And the hardest thing is to look at our own lives. You know, it took me, some people that have been in my life my whole life, it took me a long time, even knowing this stuff, it took me a long time to be sure what they really are. So anyways, you're right. If we're not doctors, okay, so here's the deal. We're not diagnosing anyone, are we? Right? I'm not a doctor, so if I say I think someone's borderline, I'm not diagnosing them. It's my opinion. I think they're borderline. And that opinion comes with just me being a life coach. Take it with a grain of salt, right? So I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to diagnose anybody when I say I think someone's this or that. But it's important to know for the victim. Okay? We don't need to point fingers at society and, oh, there's a narcissist. We want to know. So we're not diagnosing. Okay? And I know this is something you struggle with. And it's something that by learning and information and stuff like this, you'll get to know more by listening to other people's stories. That should help. But you can also go down the criteria of these things. You know, you won't believe it until you actually do it sometimes. So, you know, narcissism, there's 9 traits, you need 5. Okay? So if you go down those traits, really think about the person you know. Are they this? Are they that? Are they this? Are they that? Because you only need 5. And what I have found, guys, it seems like most people have almost 0 or 1, you know? And then these narcissists, they don't just have 5, they got 7, 8, or 9. That's what I'm experiencing. So it's not that hard. Okay? But we get fooled by their lies. You know, they do so much projection and they really are trying to show you who they want you to see. So it becomes very difficult. Okay, but realize that their behavior is their behavior. The things they do is who they are. So we can't just excuse things and say, well, they did this, but they also were really nice one time. Well, they still did this. Okay, they still did this. And if it's once in their life, yeah, that's not a personality trait. But if this is a pattern, right? You know, I have a sociopath stalking me right now. And what I did is what I recommend all of you guys. If you have someone smear campaigning you, stalking you, harassing you, look into their history. Go check out their background. I have found that this person has been doing this with multiple people. Multiple people. I've never been involved in a smear campaign. Involved ever. I've never had anyone smear campaign me. I've never had anyone stalk me that I know of. This person has been involved in multiple smear campaigns, has been accused of harassment and stalking, all these things. So the pattern is that's who they are, right? So it's undeniable. If this person that's stalking me and harassing me made one video and said I'm a bad person, that's different. But almost 20 in almost 8 months now, yeah, saying a bunch of lies, that's who this person is. This person has a personality disorder. That's their personality. They do it their whole life. It's not just you. You know what I mean? So if this person's doing things to you and did it the whole time, and you find out they did it to other people, or they're doing it to someone else now, you know, that's who they are. That's how we figure these things out. Okay? I hope that helps. Good luck with this. I know it's difficult, but best thing to do is come to a conclusion and stick with it. Stop doubting yourself, okay? The Marai from Tunisia. Hello. 2 questions. What if we are making it up? What if she is not a narcissist? And 2, is it gaslighting when you're angry? Those are 2 general questions. What if we're making up, what if she's not a narcissist? Okay, I get that. You're doubting yourself if they really are a narcissist. Doesn't matter. Most likely, if you're here and these videos make sense, this person has a disorder. Most likely. Because it takes that for us to find answers. You know, if it's small things, little things, not a personality disorder, we usually don't come on here for answers that we're searching for, okay? So what if they're not a narcissist? Well, the things they did to you are undoubtable, right? You can't go backwards. They did them to you. So it's the behavior that's inexcusable, okay? It's the abuse that was wrong. It doesn't matter what they are. What they did was wrong, okay? Is it gaslighting when you're angry? I don't know how to answer that. Is it gaslighting when you're angry? Maybe I just didn't write down the rest of the question, but angry is a reaction, a response, an emotion. Best thing for you to do is find out why you are angry. A lot of times, guys, we take an emotion and we just accept it, and we don't really even know why, especially anger. So, you know, I always use fear as the best one. If you guys are afraid of something, dive into that and find out exactly what you're afraid of, because you'll be amazed when you find out exactly what it is. You'll be like, that's not me. I shouldn't be that scared of that. You know, and then here you are. You've been scared of this big thing the whole time. So dive into it. Find out why you're angry, okay? That's all you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about them. Worry about you. Okay? The behavior was wrong. So you just worry about your behavior. If there's something that bothering you did, talk about it, apologize to yourself, forgive yourself. And tell yourself, I'm not going to do that anymore, and find out why you were angry. Okay? Good luck. Rocker Girl from Detroit, Michigan. Why do I feel guilty after telling off a person who verbally abused me in public? Well, because you're not used to sticking up for yourself, right? You let people walk all over you, I'm guessing. And here you stuck up for yourself, meeting your emotional needs, which you're not used to doing. And now you're doing something, standing up for yourself, and it feels weird. But the other thing is you're probably not too happy with verbally abusing or telling a person off. Meaning, it's okay that you stood up for yourself, but maybe the way you did it could be done better. Okay? So I'm glad you're standing up for yourself. That's better than just taking it. But choosing not to react to it, if that's your choice and you do it, that's okay too. And I think you'll be better. I think you'll be happier with yourself if you choose to do it that way. If we handle things better, we'll always feel better about it, right? So maybe you didn't handle it the best way. So you have a little reserves about it. So that's okay, right? That's okay. The important part is you stood up for yourself. The important part is that you can not do that again if you want to. Not do it the same way. You can do it better next time. Okay? So meeting our emotional needs, if we're not used to it, feels weird. Feels funny. You can even feel guilty for telling someone, hey, don't do that to me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. No, yeah, you did. You're just not used to it. It's okay to tell someone to stop or no or don't do that. Okay? But, you know, a lot of times we overreact when we start doing this, and then we realize, man, I don't feel good about that. So no problem. You know, you could apologize to someone. I know you don't know this person anymore, but that's over, done with. You know, do it better next time. Okay? But keep doing it. I'm not sure how to say your name. Newokanal. Newoaknl. When you're, and we'd love to know where you're from. Please, guys, tell us your locations. Thank you. When you're age 50 and you have to start your life all over, David, it's different. Maybe not impossible, but seems easier at 55. What's your take? Absolutely. That's not my opinion. Fact. It's easier to change your life at a younger age. Okay? Not when we're children, right? But 25 is a hell of a lot easier to change your life than at 50. You are absolutely right. Okay? There's reasons. We build architecture in our brain to help us do things, whatever we're doing, to make us do it better, 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 better. That architecture you've built in your brain is pretty solid, right? You built it 20 years ago, and 30 years now strong, you've been just doing the same thing. Patterns, thought patterns, behavior patterns. So, very difficult to change, but not impossible. Easier for a child to change those things, but guess what? Harder for them to have the motivation to do it. Harder for them to see the benefits. Harder for them to see tomorrow. It's easier for us to do that, okay? It's harder for us, it's harder for a 50-year-old to do it also because your life is so grounded. You have, you might be invested in a home and you have children and you have these different relationships with different people and different jobs and things. So those kinds of things makes it harder for us to change. Why a 25-year-old, what do they got going on? A cheap car, a girlfriend, and, kind of a temporary job, right? Not that hard to change your life. Not that hard to just kind of throw those things, start all over, right? And they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Now, you can do whatever you want if you want to. Nothing is easy. Doing this for anyone isn't easy. So it's hard for the 25-year-old. It's hard for the 50-year-old. But either of you are only going to do it if you want to. If the 25-year-old doesn't feel like seeing his faults to fix, he won't do it. The 50-year-old can better self-examine. Okay? So it doesn't matter. But what you're saying is true, but that shouldn't stop anyone. Okay? Thank you for asking. Happy Me from the United Kingdom. Hello. I know I shouldn't care, but what happens to the what happens to the borderline after you leave them and how their minds plot revenge on you? Not enough is mentioned about this. Well, I made a video exactly about this. When you discard the borderline. Okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you, I can't tell you exactly what the borderline does because borderlines are people and we all have our own different choices, right, to make. And they do different things and there's different kinds of borderlines and everything's on a spectrum and people grew up differently. Okay? So, what happens after you leave them? How their minds may plot revenge? Well, it's just, look, look, very simple. These guys can't handle relationships with people. They should never be in one. So when they get in one, they can't handle it. And they have real thin emotional skin. You push them too hard. Ow, you hurt me. These people are experiencing lots of pain, lots of hurt, and they're out of control. So when they're involved with someone, they believe you have all the control. Okay? If you have all the control, that means anything that happens is your fault. Good or bad. Something good, thank you. Something bad, you're a bad person. And all black and white thinking, you're good or bad, good or bad. So the second you hurt them, you're not just bad. You're the worst person in the world. You are every single person that hurt them. And it's okay to do whatever they want to you. And they react purely on emotion. So borderlines, they get crazy and threaten, and then they calm down and go away, usually. Okay? Hopefully it's not a sociopath. They'll stick with you forever. All right. Hope that helps. And go down and watch my video when you discard the borderline. Okay? So I did make a video for you. Thanks. Gero from Germany. I hope I say that right. Hope it's not Gero. I hope it's Gero from Germany. What do you think could happen if two people with CPTSD would get in a relationship? I read people with CPTSD can look borderline when stressed. Yes, totally. Very common. Borderline CPTSD. It's pretty common. both are about emotional regulation and neglect as children. The borderline gotten a lot more abuse, okay? The borderline can't process anything, still stuck in all that trauma. The CPTSD individual is healing, okay? The borderline's not healing ever. CPTSD individual is healing, and a little emotional dysregulation. We have damage to our brain. So the part, I think it's the hypothalamus, that regulates these things, these outbursts, is deflated. It's not working well. So it's letting you'll say emotional outbursts, you'll say things you don't really mean, things you would have stopped yourself from saying. So what happens when two of them get in a relationship? Listen, if somebody has CPTSD, that means they don't know how to have a good relationship yet. So it's time to learn. So if someone has CPTSD, that means they're healing from trauma. Healing from emotional trauma. And now they're trying to get into another emotional relationship. So I tell you guys to wait. Heal from this first. Don't go into a relationship with CPTSD. It's not a good thing. It really isn't. And if you haven't learned, if you haven't healed from that last relationship, and you don't know how to have a good one, and you don't know how to take care of yourself yet, and now you're trying to date again, good luck, okay? What happens when two people with CPTSD date? Lots of yelling, fighting, accusing. Yeah, kind of looks like borderlines. So it's just about people that don't know how to date yet. That's all. And that it gets very frustrating. It plays into our insecurities and fears real bad, okay? So it can look really ugly. Kimberly, would love to know where you're from, Kimberly. Please tell us your locations, guys. Thank you. I know my ex moved on, but when we met, he put pictures of us right away on Facebook. Why do you think he's not showing her off like he did me? He is giving bits and pieces like a new tattoo with the girl's name. Makes no sense. Okay, so Kimberly, when you guys dated, when you guys met, he put photos of you on his Facebook, and now he's with someone else and he's not putting photos of her on his Facebook, and you're asking me why. I wouldn't know. So I'll guess. Here's a guess. He doesn't want you to know about the new one, to keep the door open with you. If he posts those photos up on Facebook, he's telling you, I'm done with you. And you might go away forever, and now he has no chances to ever come back in your life. Because a lot of these people will be like, oh, I'll date this person. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to go back to this person. Okay? That sounds what, but he's excited enough to get a new tattoo of her. Amazing, right? Who puts tattoos of other people's names on you? I mean, I'm not, especially a new girlfriend. Yay. I hope it works out for him. Or he's going to have an ugly black spot where her name was, right? So he obviously cares about her. He's put his tattooed her name on him, but he's so immature, doesn't know how to handle it, that he hasn't had closure with you yet, I'm guessing, and wants to look available. Maybe he wants to look available, period, for other women. I don't know. I wouldn't know. Kimberly, I wouldn't know. But best advice, stop looking. If you don't look, you won't wonder. Right? I'm glad you're out of there. I hope your name has been removed off his body. 7 times 2, 4, 5, Swedish gamer. And I'm going to guess you're from Sweden. Can you make a video of the subtypes of BPD and the difference? Yeah, I sure will. It can be interesting. It can be confusing. One that I like, well, we always talk about like quiet borderlines and loud borderlines, stuff like that, kind of like the covert overt. One perspective that I like is psychologist Theodore Millon. He talks about 4 subtypes, okay, and in 2 different categories. So what he has is discouraged and he has impulsive. In the discouraged borderline, you have avoidant and the depressive or dependent. So you've got discouraged, avoidant, depressed, or dependent. Then you've got the impulsive, where you've got the antisocial borderline or the approval seeking. So you've got avoidant, depression or dependent, antisocial, and approval seeking. Hope that helps. I will do another video about that and dive more into that. Thank you for asking. Jeannie from Alabama. Hello, Jeannie. I need help with my youngest son who is 21. He stays in trouble. I have been out every night trying to rescue him. He ran from cops last night. When they get him, they will hurt him. You say, I go out every night trying to save him. He has no sense of danger. He is severely bipolar, and I feel so guilty for how much hell they went through. Please tell me how to help him. Jeannie, best way to help him is to help yourself. Help yourself, Jeannie. It's a 21-year-old man. Nothing you can do for him anymore. It's over. His childhood is over. He is no longer a child. Whatever happened in his childhood is done. It's over with. It's up to him to heal from that. It's up to him to help himself. It's up to him to change himself, not his mama anymore. Mama needs to be out of the picture because mama is part of the reason that he keeps doing this, because mom keeps saving him. So a 21-year-old criminal running away from police all the time needs mama to stay out of his life so that he loses enough till he realizes, I need to change my damn life. Instead of mama keep picking him up, saying, it's okay. And another thing you said is this. I need to tell you. You said that the cops will beat him up because there's some real like backtown country cops. Let me tell you something, Jeannie. Anyone that runs from police officers, I don't have pity for. If you're going to run all the time from police officers, you get your ass beat. Don't run. Stop breaking the law. If he's got no fear of danger, he doesn't care what you think. And this doesn't sound like bipolar to me. I know plenty of bipolar people. No troubles like this. The kind of people I know that have troubles like this are sociopaths, borderlines. Okay, Jeannie? God, dude. The best way to help him is to take care of yourself. For mom to be great. So that you can see these things. If you get really healthy, Jeannie, you'll start seeing these things the way I see them. And you'll start realizing that a horrible situation, horrible. And I'm so sorry. It's horrible. But you got to take care of you. You can't control things out there anymore. You can't control him. The damn police can't control him. Correctional department. Alabama Correctional Department can't control him. How can you? He can't control himself. Jeannie, best way, make him lose everything. Don't help him anymore. Don't be there for him anymore. And then he says, oh, I got to do something for myself finally. That's it, Jeannie. I promise you. I'm not trying to be tough love here. That's the way it works. There's nothing you could do for someone like this except make him worse. Criminals repeat criminal behavior because they get away with it. Seriously. Massive studies show, period. The sociopath, the psychopath, the real bad ones, you can go back in their history and you'll see that they got away with this in the beginning. And if they didn't, they probably wouldn't have continued. Anyone that runs from police is asking for trouble. And it's not the police officer's fault. Do you get that? They say stop and he runs. That's scary. Okay? I've worked for police departments before. And that is scary when someone runs and your job is to chase them. And you don't know anything about this guy. You don't know what kind of weapons he has. You don't know how high he is, how crazy he is, where he's going. If there's a buddy around the corner waiting to help him and shoot you, it's scary, okay? So don't hate on police officers because he runs from them. And if these cops rough him up or he gets his ass beat, how can you say it's the cop's fault? If he's running from him, who knows what else he's doing? He's not thinking clearly, Jenny. He's not thinking clearly. Stop thinking for him. Make him figure it out on his own. He's a grown man. There's nothing else you can do, Jeannie. Nothing else you can do. I'm so sorry. Get help. Talk about these things. Please, Jeannie, get help. Please, please talk to people about these things. just asking me every week is not going to solve this for you. These are too big. You can't do this on your own, Jeannie. Please, okay? Good luck. You're a beautiful mom for caring so much. God, all the parents, I mean, all of us out there wish we had a mom like that cared. Good luck, Jeannie. Take care of yourself, okay? You're a beautiful person. Don't let this keep destroying you. He's just a kid making dumb mistakes. Let him. Let him make all the mistakes he needs to till he figures it out. Okay? Thank you. Good luck, Jeannie. Nikki from Colorado. Hello, Nikki. My ex-husband was arrested today for all his restraining order violations. Great. I was doing fine as this was happening, but now I'm so scared. In your experience, do people like this get violent? I'm worried about what he might do once he is released on bond. You know, good for you, Nikki. I'm so proud of you for getting restraining orders and to be persistent to make the officers arrest him and all this. I know you had to do that. And I'm great that it didn't stress you out too much at the time. And now you're scared. And I get it, Nikki. I get it. I don't want to give you false security. So I can't tell you that he won't get violent and won't hurt you. But Nikki, how about this? Two things. How was he with you? Was he violent with you? If he was violent with you, then yeah, he's a violent person. If he was never violent with you, that's a good indicator. Doesn't mean he never will be, a person won't be, but it's a good indicator. And little things like standing in your way, keeping you somewhere, shutting a door on you, holding you, grabbing you. That's violence. It's illegal. It's assault. 2, like I said earlier, look at these people's past. Okay? Like I was talking about my stalker that has a disgusting past, doing this all the time with different people. And that let me know this person does this all the time. This person will not stop. I need to take the correct measures to make this person stop. It won't go away. So, look at their past. Do a background check. Get a lawyer. Go to the police station. Go to the county courthouse. Look up records. Try and find these things out. Contact their past relationship if you have to and find out, was this person violent? Okay? Stay on the restraining orders. Renew them every single year. Okay? Unless it's the 3-year one. I don't care. Keep renewing those things. Keep staying up on it. Take notes. If you have to, you can go attend. You can go attend the hearing. Testify. Say, no, this guy, I'm scared for my life. Other than that, I'm sorry. Good luck. If you're really worried about it, move. Also, you guys, there's something that protects you from stalkers, things like this, okay? People that threaten your life. In the United States, you can get a hidden address where you get a P.O. box right on your license and nobody has access to your address. No one, except the DMV, and they'll never give that away, not to one single person. So he'll never find you, okay? Try that if you need to, if you're worried. With your situation, you'll get it. With a restraining order on someone, you can get a hidden address. So you can move, you can get a hidden address, get a P.O. box, put it right on your driver's license, because in the United States, we're not allowed to have P.O. boxes on our driver's license. Got to have an actual residential address. But in this case, they'll do that for you. Good luck. Thank you, everybody. That's the end of it. That's the end of the Q&A. Always go down and ask me anything you want. I'll answer next week. And if you could, please help me and help millions of people by pushing all this kinds of information, other people's videos, sayings, slogans, my videos, put them out there. Get people to see it. There's a ton of people out there that all they need is just to know this information, okay? So help me. Help other people. Save lives, okay? Thank you. Love yourself first, and I'll see you next